Welcome to part 3 on VR deals in DAC. In this session, we want to spend a little bit more time and do a little deeper dive into the enrollment for customers in deals. So let's take option 2 on the menu and just continue where we left off on a few things. Now you'll notice in here, you can view every possible deal out there and who's enrolled in it. Is it a global enrollment, all customers, or it's certain customers? And you'll notice these red entries, and those are customers that are explicitly excluded. And to do that, you can put an E beside a customer if they're already in the list. You can remove them. You could remove them, or you could exclude them. Sometimes it's better to exclude so you know that somebody's in there, especially if you're doing auto enrollment of customers, because if they're excluded, it will not overstep that. If somebody is excluded and then you change your mind and decide you need to include them, that's what the I type does. So you got a couple of different things in here to look at. So let's just cover a couple things. One thing that is helpful is if you restrict the screen to a particular deal, if you're looking for that. And the best way to do that, you can of course also restrict to a customer, see all the deals that they fall in and so forth. But when I'm looking for a particular deal, the best way to just make sure you've got a nice clean runway to look at things is to F4 prompt the deal itself. So I'm going to press F4 here with my cursor on the deal field, and I'm going to look for a certain vendor. Well, I'll tell you what, I can look by vendor or deal number if I know that. I could also come up here and say, show me all deals that start on a particular date. So I want to do that just for fun. So I have a couple here, and this is the one we worked on in the previous session. So I'm going to do an X to select that particular deal. And now you'll see we're restricted to deal 135 that we just created in part 2. That particular vendor, and you can see the customers that are enrolled as I scroll through. And then, when I get to the end, it just continues on with something else. But floats those guys to the top. Now, if I want to exclude any of those, just to sort of illustrate that concept, if I take Snyder stop and go and say, yeah, I don't want them involved, and I say, yes, I do want to exclude them from the deal, and now they're red, and if I want to change my mind and re-include them, I can do that. So that's how those two pieces work. A couple other things to show in here now. We showed in the previous session if you want to globally enroll, or if you want to enroll sets of customers. So those are functions in there for you to use. But I wanted to spend just a moment in this short little addendum to enrollment talking about the F15, because remember in part 2 when we enrolled customers in the deal, we did it by state. And so this is a way to go and find what you've done at that kind of auto enrollment level of information. So if I press F15 here, it will pop up and show me some things that are who's automatically populated into the deal we were restricted to on the previous screen. And remember in the other session, first I ran it for all customers in the state of Florida, and I didn't have any in my particular database. But then I ran it again for the state of Louisiana. Now, if I wanted to get rid of the Florida, it's kind of a meaningless, it's not hurting anything. But if I just want to tidy up, I can do a D beside that to remove that. So now I have a clean slate here. So if I had multiple scopes of enrollment, maybe it was all customers from Louisiana, maybe it was also all customers from a particular corporate or collection, and you would see those entries in here, multiple entries showing the customer sets or the subsets that are set up to automatically be enrolled in the deal as they get added into the system as your business changes over time. That's a little bit about this session. Just wanted to kind of do a little bit deeper dive on enrollment. So in our next section, part 4, we will jump down into looking at some tracking activity. But that's all for this session. So we'll see you the next time around. Thanks. Bye.